What's the best way to spend 24 hours in Tucson, Arizona? We're here to find out.
We've got a one-day itinerary full of things to do, see, and eat here in the soul of the Sonoran Desert.
So let's do stuff.
Very top secret.
I'm Tara. That's Lucas. We're on a quest for new adventures and great food. Come along with us as we explore our incredible world. Surrounded by 5 mountain ranges and split by the Santa Cruz River, Tucson, Arizona is rooted in Spanish, Mexican, and Western influences. The second largest city in Arizona, its 350 days of sunshine every year make it one of the sunniest places in the US. And for our first stop, we're off to grab some coffee. We're here for coffee at Raging Sage. They're a micro roastery that's been here for 20 years, and they just might be the origin of Tucson's coffee roasting scene. They have a really good selection of specialty drinks here, as well as house-made pastries. I got the Vietnamese iced coffee, which is 4 shots of espresso with sweetened condensed milk. I needed something to pick me up this morning. That is sweet, smooth, and delicious, but you can really taste that roasty coffee flavor. Really, really beautiful. When I was a kid, I had a beloved dollhouse made by my grandpa, and I've been interested in miniatures ever since. So when I heard they had a museum of miniatures here in Tucson, we definitely had to check it out. We're here at the Mini Time Machine Museum of Miniatures. Let's go do some tiny stuff. With over 500 antique and contemporary dollhouses and room boxes, some dating back to 1742, the Mini Time Machine is a nonprofit dedicated to preserving and advancing the art of miniatures. Sprawling over 15,000 square feet, the collection ranges from fairy castles to a fictional sea captain's 18th century mansion, and even a huge Christmas collection. There truly is something for everyone. I especially loved the Addams Family mini mansion that Texan YouTube sensation Ara Bentley created over 10 years. Well, that was cool. That was way cooler than I even thought it would be.
I knew that she was gonna like it. I thought it might be a little bit boring for me, but honestly, the craftsmanship and the time that goes into those things, really impressive. The details, I was pretty much blown away.
And a really cool range of like historic pieces and then contemporary pieces too. That Addams Family house.
That was amazing.
How cool is that? Little tiny witches and
I also was kind of blown away by just how big the museum is. I thought, you know, maybe they'd have a couple rooms or something. It's pretty large. They got a lot of miniatures, and some of those houses are enormous.
Yeah, and each individual display has so many tiny details that you really have to get in there and take a look. We spent like, what, an hour and a half there, and we definitely felt a little rushed.
They kind of had to kick us out. because it closed. If you have an interest in art or crafts, I think there's something to appeal to just about everybody in there. I was pleasantly surprised. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely check it out if you're in Tucson. For dinner, we're here at La Indita. They've been family owned for 3 generations and serving Tucson for over 40 years. They serve Mexican and Native American food in the Tejono Tarasco style. Let's give it a try. We got 2 items to share, the chicken mole and the Indian taco.
While the Indian taco was fantastic in its own right, the clear standout of this meal for both of us was the chicken mole.
You've got to be kidding me. That is so good. It's rich, creamy, nutty, smoky. Oh my gosh, so much flavor. It's like a flavor explosion. After dinner, we're taking a detour to the Wild West. Built in 1961 and owned completely by local Tucson families, Trail Dust Town is a miniature Western theme park. It's home to a train ride, carousel, shopping, food, and the Pistoleros Wild West Stunt Show.
Don't shoot. Well, you know, I'd break you out, but I got you for a good reason, so.
Yeah, I'm wanted.
Yep. Sorry.
Wild, action-packed, and full of slapstick comedy, the Pistoleros Wild West Stunt Show is explosively entertaining.
No, Marshall! I was thinking more like one of these! And one of these! What do I do?
Jump, we'll catch you!
What if I miss?
There's nothing wrong, just jump! Try and stop me, deputy! I got some extra dynamite here! And we're going by the smithereens! Hey, where's the dynamite?
We thought the show was really well put together, with impressive production value and lots of laughs. For our accommodations on this trip, we're in the northeast of Tucson, about 20 minutes from downtown, and we're in a guest suite Airbnb inside of a house. It has a separate entrance, but it basically functions as a studio apartment. It's got a living room with a couple of couches and a television, a Murphy bed, which we thought was really interesting, and it was surprisingly comfortable. There's a kitchenette with a table and chairs and a refrigerator and a microwave. There's a really spacious bathroom with a huge shower. It's surprisingly spacious for the price, and we really enjoyed our stay here. If you'd like to book this Airbnb, we'll link it down below. For breakfast, we're here at Ghini's French Cafe and Bistro. They've been here since 1992, and the owner grew up in France and wanted to highlight all of the French specialties that she was familiar with. We got a variety of things to share. A croque madame sandwich with brie and mushrooms, a hot honey French toast with bacon, and a French onion soup. So a croque madame sandwich is just a regular sandwich with bechamel sauce poured over the top, and they put it under the broiler to get it all crispy, and it has an egg on top, in this case a croque madame. This one is filled with brie, mushrooms, savory mushrooms, creamy brie, a little bit of funk. Bechamel sauce makes everything super rich with that runny egg on top. Oh my gosh, this is like brunch paradise. For our final stop on this trip, we're here at the Pima Air and Space Museum. They've got over 500 planes, including a Wright Flyer, one of the very first aircraft to take flight. Let's go check it out.
Featuring over 400 historic aircraft, From a Wright Flyer to a 787 Dreamliner, the Pima Air and Space Museum opened in 1976. Encompassing 6 indoor exhibit hangars, 3 dedicated to World War II, and the grounds surrounding them, it's one of the largest non-government funded aviation and space museums in the world. The first thing you encounter is a replica of a Wright Flyer. The plane this is modeled after was the first powered airplane to demonstrate sustained flight under the full control of the pilot in 1903.
Developed by Lockheed, the SR-71 Blackbird is a long-range, high-altitude, Mach 3 plus strategic reconnaissance aircraft. Produced between 1964 and 1998, it is still the fastest plane in the world.
So, some very accurate historical facts. This is the Z-23-42-65 Hut Hike, also known as the duct tape plane. People don't know much about this. It's very top secret. Really cool though. right, behind us is a Boeing VC-37B. It says it was delivered in 1959. Makes me kind of curious. Did this plane serve as Air Force One at a time? We'll do a little sleuthing online, see if we can find anything and put it at the bottom of the screen. But it's pretty cool being next to one. I'm assuming this was an Air Force One at one point, or served as Air Force One at one point. Pretty majestic plane there.
This museum is just vast and full of so many important planes.
This place is enormous. You said 80 acres?
80 acres.
Yeah, and every bit of it. And planes from every era and all over the world. It's really quite impressive.
You could spend all day here for sure.
Well, that's all we got for you from here in Tucson. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this adventure.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment, a question, recommendation.
And if you haven't already, we'd really appreciate it if you took a second to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Here in the soul of the Sonoran Desert. Why won't it come out of my mouth? Okay, I got it.